Prince William breaks royal tradition, hiring Princess Diana's divorce lawyers. Is this a power move against Buckingham Palace? Royal family drama, legal secrets, and a nod to Diana's legacy? What's really happening? Indeed, what is really happening? I know a lot has been made, though, that he's hired the divorce lawyers. However, the divorce lawyers can also do other lawyer things, so maybe it's not about divorce. Maybe it's about, I don't know, separating things from King Sausage Fingers. I don't know, but we're going to look into it. Of course, this is all alleged for entertainment purposes only, not fact, psychic downloads. And if you're a big fan of the royal family, this is probably not the reading for you. There's an echo chamber that's beckoning you back. All right, let's get to the overriding energy scuttlebutt about why did Prince William hire Princess Diana's lawyers? No. Starting off quite intriguing, are we, with the magician? All right, so past energy there is the strength card. Past struggle. Having a problem with whatever they need their lawyers for and not feeling that they're doing their most heavy of lifting for Prince William. In the future, he's got some things he's going to be wanting to take care of. Alrighty then. His overriding concern. Interesting. He's got some, we'll say, secreto information. Things he wants to act upon that are perhaps not brought to light yet. And he needs somebody who's in his corner legal-wise. Underneath it all, he's going to turn people's worlds upside down. Harkles? I don't know. His fear... Okay. His fear is definitely that everybody's going to see this as like he's hiring mommy's divorce lawyers and everybody's going to immediately say, he's looking to divorce Catherine. I don't think, no. At this point, I'm not on that board because this is a Kate 2.0 or whatever. My opinion. No. Okay. The obsession here, he's got to deal with the devil here pretty soon. That is his obsession. I'm going to have to deal with the devil here. I got some secret information about the devil, or maybe devil plural, and I need to be able to have someone in my corner to help turn their world upside down, and this is what I need. What is his desire here? Restoring some balance into his life. All right, and his main obstacle. The tower. The main obstacle here is the tower. He needs to get things like down on a solid foundation. He needs to like clean the playing field. So whatever legal representation he had before, it's not really working for him. He needs to level the field because he's going to be dealing with some Diablos. What is this info that he's got about Diablos that he needs to have legal representation for? I'm not going to say I understand the monarchy and the rules and laws and whatever things they have to deal with. I'm going to guess this would not have to deal with titles. So what is this thing that he's dealing with, or he thinks he's going to be dealing with, and he needs people on his side? All right, Ten of Swords. Once King Sausage Fingers officially kicks the bucket. What? How dare you say that? Like I said, go find your own echo chamber. All right. Yeah, again. So, currently, looks like Chuck, King Charles, he's on his last few steps for the public. Okay, and once he's going to be kicking it with Zipil Bugs, he knows there's a battle coming up, a battle against devils for something, and he needs to have somebody in his corner. So Charles holds the keys to something, and that's where he's looking to have a battle. So then I'm going back to the Harkles. Who else would he be battling over something shared in common with Chuck? I'm thinking it's Devils de Harkles. All right, the skeleton's in the closet. Eight of Wands. He knows how this is going to get maneuvered in the media, a la the Harkles. Okay. He's not having it. He's not having it. This might be the end of never complain, never explain. What he really wants. He wants a bright old light on everything. He does not want to be muzzled anymore. He wants to be able to say what he wants to say, and not putting up with it. All right, hidden forces at play. Okay. Never complain, never explain has made it so he cannot put what he wants to out there. He basically has to sit and take it, and he doesn't want to take it. Change is unfolding now. He wants to rip the Band-Aid off and expose secrets. However, he wants a fair playing field, and he can do that legally with the lawyers. I think this is like goes into whatever allegedly the Harkles would say about him and infer via media. And should they say anything about him and his family, then he's going to be able to be like, you're going to get a lawsuit. Oh, you're going to get another lawsuit. Oh, you're going to get another lawsuit. Like, just put them into legal oblivion. Unveiled truth, because he's looking towards the future. Okay. I'm wondering, does he have secrets that he wants to reveal? Because it looked like he did have some secrets, and maybe he wants to reveal them for leverage. Maybe he just wants to reveal them to put the final cork in their ass, or I don't know. Let's see. Does he have secrets that somehow these lawyers would help him to reveal? I don't know why that would be. Maybe for protection afterwards. I don't know. Eight of Swords. Oh, yep, he's definitely been holding on to some type of information that hasn't been let out into the public, things he would like to put out there. Emotionally sensitive, perhaps. Things that's going on here. Alliances, certain players on certain teams. There's some type of information he wants to be able to expose. Perhaps alliances, shall we say. Two of Swords. He wants to be ready should any enemy wants to come forward. And then he can say, you know what? I've made a decision. I'm not putting up with that. Okay, because I am the king. Okay. Behind the scenes, Seven of Wands. He's ready. He's ready for whatever they're going to lob over this little wall here. He's like, I'm waiting. They're going to lob some new stuff. And then he wants to be able to fight back against their innuendo, their gossip, their leakage of stories or whatever. The narrative that they put out there and he feels he can't respond to. And so it's a fair playing field. So he does have things that should he want to release them to use for leverage, yes he can, because we're dealing with like personal relationships here. And okay. Let's see if there's something as well with when King Sausage Fingers is going to be officially off the world stage. Perhaps reincarnated as Camilla's trousers or something. Is there something here when Charles kicks a bucket that William's very protective of and only gets released then? I don't know what that would be, but... well, there's something here. William is privy to some big earth-shattering news, and he does not want it to be used Yeah, there's some big earth-shattering news that William is privy to, and he does not want it being used by anybody to profiteer. I don't know why Chuck would have the keys to that, but apparently he has the keys to it. Addictions, obsessions. Does this go back to that reading I just did on why Chuck bought that extra land next to Camilla's mill house or whatever they call it? Perhaps. I'm starting to wonder now. Knight of Wands. He wants to be able to set the tone for the message. He wants to set the tone for the message. This is like earth-shattering news, so that does make more sense. Chuck kicks a bucket. What news could come out? Earth-shattering. And it would looks like this could be about dear Camilla, who's tied so closely to Chuck. What protection does she really have once Chuck's gone? Hence why he has to build her this whole fortress she can go hide herself in. Hidden forces at play. Doesn't want this information. He does not want to be used for tabloid fodder or something. Although I don't know how he could stop it, but maybe it's just I don't want used and profited off by my dear brother for tabloid fodder. And he wants the judgment. There he is again, William and his lady and his little baby. To protect his familia. Yeah, he knows there's some things coming down the pike once Chuck's off the stage. Let's see what Camilla thinks about it, because what are the Harkles going to do? Really? I don't think they have a pot to piss in unless they've added some dried flowers to some thrift store find. What does Camilla think about this? Because I think that's where the real story is. What does Camilla think about Prince William hiring Diana's lawyers? Nope, she knows. The information may be coming out related to Diana. She's very well aware. This whole thing I was getting in that other read about Charles buying the extra land, the 3.8 million pounds, dollars, don't know, house, property adjoining her house. She knows there's some news to come out. And it would be very detrimental to her. And this is going to turn her world upside down. So this is two facets here. Two prongs, shall we say. And she's going to have to get out of Dodge, lest she be tarred and feathered in the town square. I don't know if they have a town square there. She's trying her best to work to prevent this from turning drama-rama. She went, oh, William, let me work with you, darling. You know I love you so much. Yeah, and this is all about our family legacy. Although it's not really her legacy, but she's attached sort of now via William. Unveiled truth. It's gonna be the end of Camilla. So she's over here working, seeing if she can make a deal, keep it quiet. And he's like, I'm just preparing, so I'm not on my back foot, so I can feel like I'm ready to go with whatever I need. And she knows this is going to sink her battleship. This is not good. Not good. Let's see what big fear William has. Maybe he doesn't have one. But is there a big fear he has of some issue that's going to pop up between him and the dim-witted ginger, a.k.a. Harry, his brother? Is there some big fear that once Pa kicks it, there's some issue that they're going to have to deal with, you know? Okay. What do we do with the fool in the family? this looks like more like Chuck has made some final desires, final wishes, last wishes, whatever. Make a wish for a ding-dong ginger prince. That he has this desire that William somehow embraces Harry and brings him back into the fold so they can move forward. Ugh. There's... okay. But they're hoping that they can do this without Ms. Markle. Okay. Get back to the old days. And become a unified family again. I don't see any lawyers needed for this, though. But, yeah. So they can come back to brothers together without Ms. Markle. Although she usually comes up as a Queen of Wands. But, you know, she does like to do her trumpets, her mouthpieces, her squad. God, can you imagine being a 40-something-year-old lady and you have a squad of, you know, imbeciles? Anyhow. Yeah, so there's nothing like super legal needed here in terms of Harry. Just Charles wants him to see if he can bring him back into the fold and have a brotherly relationship with him like perhaps they did when they were young. I don't know how tight they actually were when they were young, but that's all it is. Just to don't let that relationship go without giving it your all. Okay. All right. Let's see why the news people were focusing so much on to say that it was Princess Diana's divorce lawyers. Why were they focused so much on that? Do they know something we don't know about the Wales' marriage? Or are they just, I don't know. Who knows with these people? A slow news day. How can we make this lead? We need this story to lead because it's not bleeding. How do we gaslight the public? Let's say divorce and get everybody thinking that William's going to divorce Kate. Yeah, we can change the whole perspective on the news cycle. Okay, yeah, just throw out this little bit of gossip and maybe we can start like selling some newspapers or subscriptions online. Yeah. Okay. So I'm not getting there's anything to the divorce. This is bigger than that. That goes back to that other reading I did on Camilla and why she's going to have to go hide in her little property once Chuck kicks it with pill bugs. Well, until next time. Adios.